do clickbait next. Let me just get the right code. So now we're going to be watching clickbait, who I think is in chat. Hello, clickbait. And up next, let me check the review queue. So up next would be Takichi. Who I don't know if they're in chat. Let's get the code going. That would be a Junkertown, where you play Orisa and Zarya. This is gold. I'm more interested in learning about Orisa and the positioning, cooldown management, and things I could do better. I'm also interested in the attack, but you don't have to focus on it as much. There's a couple of really big mistakes with Orisa. Okay. So we're watching chiptune. Sorry, not clickbait. What am I saying? Yeah. I'm clickbaiting you. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm clickbaiting you. You're not clickbaiting me. Yeah, chiptune. Sorry. So Orisa is actually Orisa is one of the best heroes in Junkertown, and the fact that you got double shield is very interesting. Let's see. First thing first, you should not be here. What you should be doing is setting up just slightly more to the right so you can use this cover immediately if you have to. Right? The problem with this is that if your shield breaks or goes down, you are not close enough to the either cover to actually be safe. Not a big deal, but you should always position with Orisa in a place where your shield rotation can work with cover and can work with your Sigma. I don't know where your Sigma is, or your Sigma is just joining you. But you don't want to shield to just be in the open and very easy to shoot like this. If you put it here, you can cover like all of this, hide some of the shield, and people can also hide behind cover and not rely on the shield entirely. People relying on shields is very telling of lower ranks. Also, this. You don't want to be relying on the shields as much as some people do. And yeah, if you put your shield here, you could still poke at the spawn. Okay, your shield goes down. Have you not noticed that your shield is down? By the way, just like I said, this Sigma shield is in a good position. It's using the cover, it's blocking most of the damage, right? That's kind of what you want to do. Did you just miss your shield? Oh no, it just went, okay. Also, good pull, by the way. You should be calling this because you got Junkrat and Dash who can both spam AoE into this. But in like gold comp, I don't expect people to actually be in boys. Yeah. And you're kind of playing with the cover, right? It's not like you're not. You're just using the Sigma shield instead of your shield, which kind of screws up your shield rotation because, well, you need to reposition your shield. Something else I was gonna say, yeah, good rotation. I was just about to get on this. You don't want to stay here for too long because, well, you're vulnerable and you're not really contesting main as well as you could be. As soon as they get on this angle, you just want to drop and hold the corner. You are talking with the Ash and the Moira, gotcha. So good drop. You dropped like 1 second early. You did not have your shield yet, but overall good drop. Dodge the fire strike. Do another pull. You want to be pulling more often. Like this is a game, not a game. Sorry, a fight. Winning cooldown, right? It is actually one of the best cooldowns in the game if you have any coordination. So it's like you should use it. I don't want to say as often as possible, but any opportunity is a good opportunity. And yeah, use it now. You pull someone, which is good enough. One person should be good enough. You have an Ashe who's not looking at the pull, but you know, it's good enough. You keep backing out because you don't want a Rhine in your face. Your Junkrat is in front of you. He dies. Not your fault. Put a new shield. That's solid shield. You have to keep backing out because you don't want to run. You don't want to run in your face. And overall, I feel like here's one of the big problems with playing Orisa Sigma. It is very DPS dependent, right? Your Orisa Sigma is a really good comp to survive for a long time. They are not very easy to kill, but you guys, I don't know if your Sigma is, but it kind of feels like you guys are trying to pressure the Reinhardt and deny him free value. but your DPS needs to get kills. Like either Junker with spam or Ash with headshots. Someone needs to be getting kills. That's also why the pool is really good. You are enabling people, right? If your team knows where the enemy is going to be, they can shoot at them for free. 45 is solid because you are about to die. You try to pull the initiation, you miss, but you get the mercy. Put your shield down again. Playing here is fine. Put your shield down again. Shield is a little bit too late and a little bit too far forward. Like, ideally, again, just put your shield here, so you can block some of here and play on the cover as well. This is not bad. The problem with this is that they got people coming this way. And your shield is not really doing anything to stop people coming this way. And it's not going to stop Ryan either, right? So this is a bad shield. The big deal with Orisa shields is that because of its shape, you can block multiple angles at once sometimes. So just put it where you think it will block the most angles. In this case, you could also just put it here, but then they do this. If you put it here, you can block some of this, you can block some of this. And yeah, you get charged by the Rhine. Overall, I feel like your play hasn't been bad. It hasn't been perfect, especially when it comes to your pulls. You've pulled a couple people, but you usually pull only a single person. And especially when you have like so much spam damage. You don't have spam damage, but with Ash Junkrat, the idea is, yeah, just pull as many people as you can for the Junkrat to spam and the Ash to get the dynamite. Okay, so you hold main, you should go to the high ground. There is no reason for you to start on the low ground here. Or you could just be either here or here. You have the time to make the rotation, so... again, one of the big reasons to take the high ground is that you deny the Rhine a lot of value. You want to stay as far away from the Rhine as possible, and if you're here on the low ground, the Rhine can just get to you. Like, look at that. What did you achieve other than pulling the Zarya a little bit back? Right? Your DPS are not doing good. That's not your fault. But you're just standing in the middle of the field where the enemy can kill you very easily as soon as they push. And you're trying to use your pulse to deny them space. But you would not have to do this if you just were here, right? And then you could try to pull several people. Or just someone who's very easy to kill. Rather than being forced to pull the Zarya back this early. Because yeah, they literally can just run you over here, and that's the big problem. You also use your 45 a little early, which... Did you need it? Use your shield first. Like, I know you just panicked 45 probably. But once you use your shield, 45 gets some more value. You basically, I don't want to say you wasted it, but you wasted at least half of it. And you could have had it here. That one did charge into your backline, but yeah, we just die to the Shatter probably. How do you not die to the Shatter? The Rhine has no follow-up, which is probably a big part of it. It's also really... you got really lucky that he stunned you out of line of sight. Also, your Zarya is not going for you. Everyone's not looking at you. Right? I don't think anyone's actually looking at you. So you don't die because they just don't look at you. Ryan gets a big shatter on the front line, but only now is the McCree even starting to look at you. And at that point, it's just not enough damage. You did panic shield though. What's that shield? Aim your shields. This is the most important part of your kit. Aim it at the ground. You don't have to be perfect with the shields. Just throw it down at the ground. Just flick at the ground and put it there. You have 45 soon, but you don't get it out and you die. Unfortunate. Good rest, but still unfortunate. That Ryan's dead. Shield. Again, use your shield as, I don't want to say as often as possible, but some plays really bad. You could shield and try to keep your Mercy alive here, that's my goal. Again though, just aim it at the ground. You need to get into the habit, at least with Orisa, of, by the way, he was 1 HP, please just kill him. Please just kill him. Please kill him! Oh my god. Okay. With Orisa, how far are you? 2 minutes 37. Just get into the habit of shielding right in front of you. Your shots don't matter as much as your shield. Your shield is the biggest cooldown you have. Right? Even if you're shooting, just look down for a second and throw the shield in front of you. If you have someone on top of you, right? Like, let's say that instead of just being far away, you have like a Rhine in your face, then all you have to do is shoot the Rhine, shield down, shoot the Rhine, shoot the Rhine, shoot the Rhine. A little too speedy, it may be high sense. Let's come back to this. Replays, Junkertown. And we're at 230. The thing is, I'm not against having high sense when you're playing tanks. You don't need to aim as much. Let's see. Oh, you probably mean because of the McCree. You know what? It's a good point. You are overcorrecting a lot, at least with Orisa. It does definitely look worse in slow motion, but it's really telling that maybe your sense is just slightly too high. Because you keep overcorrecting. Right? You keep overcorrecting. So you could maybe lower it a little bit for like Orisa. And maybe Sigma, but probably not Sigma. Most tanks do need higher sense, I will say that. If you're playing Rhine, you want to make sure you can turn around faster. You don't need to aim as much. If you're playing Sigma, you can just spam. If you're playing Monkey, you can just, ignore it. But with Orisa, you do need a little bit more aim than the other tanks, so you could turn it down a little bit for Orisa. You're not used to the projectile speed. That's also true, but also, why are you aiming at the ground? I know you're looking to put your shield down. But yeah, again, just shoot until you press the button. Look down when you press the button. Not a great pull. I feel like the things you're not getting the most value out of are your pull, which is really important, and just the general not positioning, because your positioning has been okay, but your shield placement has been wonky and your aim has been a little wonky. Don't shoot a Zarya shield. The bubble, you cannot break the bubble, so just ignore it for a second, shoot something else. Yeah, there you go. You look away to Bongo. I'm not so sure about this Bongo. This Bongo is too early. Like, look at the enemy team. I know you can see the Zarya, but you can't really shoot the Ashe. Like, this is the only 1-2 targets we got. We can't really shoot at the Mercy, she's hiding. Diana's coming back, Ryan's coming back, McCree's coming back. Supercharges is just way too early. Like, the idea is good. You hide the supercharger, you get as many people in your team as you can, and we do 50% more damage. So good idea, it's just early. Right? You should be popping the supercharger now. Instead, it's actually just already broken. You should push it now because their tanks are pushing. So you either want to force them back and deal with the Bob, or delete them. The supercharger was early. You also walked a little too far away from your shield, which is a problem. Like, why did you walk away from your shield? Like, this is a good positioning, but then you go even for... Like, the idea of this position is that you can spam them when they try to get close, especially with supercharger being up. But then you keep going even further back. So now your shield is basically useless, because they can just walk through it for free. You just let them have control over your shield. Looks like a good hold though, like, we did a lot of damage to the Rhine. They tried to grab, good use of Fortify to get out. Put a new shield down though. New shield down, new shield down. Your shield should be your priority. Just put a new shield down. Like I said, you don't even have to stop shooting. Orisa is pretty good at not shooting. You can just glance down and put the shield down. Bad pull. Maybe you just accidentally click the right click instead of the shield. But yeah. You took too long to put the shield down, and you like just shield, blocks Bob, blocks so much this way. Just like look over there, put a shield. Keep in mind the Orisa shield is basically covers like this. So blocks Bob, blocks so much this way. And then if you had put your shield early, you could have focused on trying to pull the Mercy away from the rest. Just pull the Mercy away from the rest if you can. But yeah, basically this, maybe not the most important, like I think the pull is the most important cooldown you have, but this is the one that should actually be going down first every time. Melting the Rhine, good fortify, Rhine should be dead, good job. New shield, solid, unlucky, not your fault. Everyone was just super forward, which I understand of Reaper. But like, also Sigma shield was very late, but like, open. At least the Ana should be with you. Sigma also did nothing. Like, I don't want to say this is your fault. You're playing defensive because the enemy team is pushing, but your whole team is just going super forward. Which is not your fault, but you know, happens. And at this point, it's just lost fight. Just try to die on point. Ah, that's bad. This is like an absolutely lost fight. We killed the McCree, but yeah, it's just a lost fight. We should not have used Nano. Like, you're doing fine, just go down the payload, yeah. I was trying to keep you alive, but we just down the payload and it's okay. You get dressed. You know what? Maybe it's turnable. Maybe I'm just silly. It does not look winnable, but you know what? We decide to commit to it. We kill the Rhine, and you know what? We end up using 1, 2, 3 ultimates. But we turn it around? Question mark. That should not have worked though. And you did the right thing. You just go die on the payload. Your team just McCree got a 3k high noon and we didn't give up. Just give up. Good job taking it back. You did the right thing. Just go die on the payload. The longer you can stall, the better. Don't worry so much about this Ash. Set up your new shield. Like, again, very important. The first thing you should be doing with Orisa is setting your shield down. Not only does it... You're calling a regroup. You know what though? If it worked, I hate it. I feel like they just didn't have any coordination after the free play. They were just like, oh, free cleanup. They never cleaned up and you guys just never died. Anywho, what I was saying is that you should try to put your shield down as early as possible, because it gives your team a reference of where they are going to be playing, right? Right now, your team is like, oh, McCree up here, Mercy up here, Sigma's in front of you, Anna and Ash are coming back. Just put your shield on again. Just having the shield will be like, oh, this is where my Orisa is holding. And of course, it's good to block damage as well, right? But too far in the open, like, keep this in mind. It is very important that you are not in the open when you place your shield down. Not always, like, especially if you have a situation where you're being flanked and you are in the open because, you know, you got shattered and forced back and then revived, for example. And you are just end up playing here, and of course you cannot just go to cover. You're gonna die while you try to do that. It's fine to put your shield out in the open in that case, but when you have the time to choose, try to put it like as close to cover as you can. Because then not only will your team be in cover, but if your shield breaks, you already are basically safe. Just need to take one step. Here, if your shield breaks, you are just exposed. And I know the enemy has people coming back anyway. It's not a big deal. It's not going to be a big deal this fight anyway, because their long range hits are dead. Well, McCree's coming back and Dash is dead. But like, this shield positioning is not ideal. You want to put it like here. If you want to be more defensive, at least put it around the car. Again, just some kind of cover. You bongo, which I'm not sure we needed it. Like, the enemy team is just very Split. I'm not totally against it though. Like the Rhine is here, maybe we can kill the Rhine. We just put a lot of damage this way, so the Rhine is isolated and kill the Rhine. Rhine's about to shatter, by the way. Okay, he did not. He just died. Yeah, and yeah, like I said, the bongo maybe wasn't necessary, but I'm okay with it. Because you're just splitting off the Rhine, basically. Put your shield forward. Put your shield forward. You can throw your shield further forward as well, like. If the enemy is backing up, you can put your shield all the way here, so that your team can push further forward and try to deal with them. Because you know that your next shield will be in a defensive position. Like I said, right? If your shield was here, then your Sigma would be like, oh, I can poke a little more. We can act on this hold. So when your team is chasing, you can put your shield further forward. When your team is not chasing, you should probably be very careful. But the too long don't you realize that late. It's okay. I'm just pointing it out. The big thing about double shield is that you guys are really good at not dying, right? That's the biggest thing about the comp. Not dying. And you're doing that pretty well. Hello, unknown user. It has been a while. You're doing pretty okay about not dying, which is solid. You just need to tweak a couple things that will allow you to, survive more, get more value from your shield, especially because just out in the open all of time and getting shot for free. Your DPS have finally started doing work, so that's solid. Unlucky. I jinxed the Ashe. And yeah, again, right? Playing the open right now. You should at least take this high ground, which gives you some cover. This is not the situation to put a shield this aggressive. This is something you've done a couple times already, so I'll point it out again. You don't want them to be able to take your shield for free. If they can just walk in front of your shield for free, then they are taking the space you should be controlling. Put it either a little closer to you, or if you're doing this with the idea of I'm going to stop the healing, then you need to wait until they're committing. Because right now they can just be like, okay, let's just either go or wait. Not a good shield. Good 45 though. Saved yourself at the least. And no one else got shattered. So really good 45. Good timing with that 45. You get nanoed, you kill the Rhine, your Rhine is doing pretty good. You could pull the Zarya, so she cannot escape. You can pull the Zarya so she cannot escape. You can pull the Zarya so she cannot escape. Pull the Zarya, yeah. 3, 2, 1, kill the McCree. Nice. Another shield in the open. Again, you're just like your ideas aren't bad. It's just that you don't have the ingrained idea of I'm going to use cover a little bit more. Like if you want to play on this angle, just take the high ground, which is free cover, or play here with your Ashe. If you want to take this angle, just put your shield here. You are doing this a lot, where it's like, well, if they break the shield, now what? Good pull. Like that's actually a pretty good pull. Your Ashe is in a really bad position to follow up on it, but she should have been able to throw the dynamite if she had it. They're gonna Rhine, pull the Rhine back. Unlucky. You should be looking to pull into the flags too. Those are really good combos, like pull flags, pull dragon, pull high noon. Any pull, right? Any Sonic ultimate can be combo with a pull to just kill people. Did you have the pull? You did have the pull, so I'm like, there's the flags. Pull people into the flags. Like just hit your right click as soon as you hear the Sigma voice sign, and then you can be like, okay, my health is going to be traveling about this area. As soon as I see this, I just click it and try to drag people in. Because you could have kept the Rhine in the flags, you could have gotten the Ana on the flags. The Ana? No, it was a Mercy. But instead it only gets Zarya, who Probably has a self bubble. Yeah. Not a big deal, but if you can look, especially if you are in comms with the person, you can look for the pull combos, which are just insane. Yeah, just a broken ability. Don't shoot at the car. The car was very nice to you. No reason to shoot it. Good pull on the Orisa on the Zarya though. She doesn't have personal, so this could get her killed. You should put on your shield down though. Put on your shield down. Don't shoot at the bubble, shoot at the shield. Put on your shield down. There you go. I think the biggest thing is definitely your shield. You're not getting the most value out of your shield. At least not yet. Decent 45. You do keep turning around to deal with the Ryan, which I don't think you should do. At the same time, though, like, this Ryan is suicidal. But he's getting value because your team is playing so split, right? Like, who's gonna kill him? Ashe? Sigma? McCree? No one's there. He could be getting slapped, that's a big thing. But he's not getting slapped. He should be now. He too late. Okay, and yeah, you should not be this close to a Reinhardt either. Just get out. I know you're trying to save your Ana. Don't. Just get out. So they're just a combination of late shield and going at the Rhine. Yeah, I know you are trying to help the Ana, but here's the thing. You cannot stop Reinhardt's damage. There is nothing you can do to save your Ana from the Reinhardt, other than maybe get a lucky pull. Right? It's like, you keep shooting at the Rhine. Like, shooting at the Rhine is fine. Trying to pull the Rhine away from the Ana is fine. You don't need to walk at the Rhine to do that, though. He's not going to turn away from the Ana to look at you. He's just going to kill the Ana. So why walk towards the Rhine? You try the pull, but it's just, at this point you are just like face to face with the Rhine with no fortify. Your shield ends up being like very, very far back. So no one in your team can use it. And just die to the Rhine, right? You should die to the Rhine. Yeah. So, yeah. Again, even if he's on top of someone in your team, you want to be far away from this Rhine. Create the distance as you can. Because the closer Rhines get, the more value he gets into you. Okay, you set up on third. Or you set up for third, rather. We could pull Bongo High Noon. They only have one shield and they have no defense matrix. Could be good if they are grouped up, which you can do that by pulling them too. What are you shooting at? Like, you just wasted half of your clip shooting at here randomly. You know there's a McCree. That doesn't mean you should shoot here. Just wait for him to actually be there because, you know, you can keep your bullets. You're not D.Va, you don't have infinite ammo. You have a lot of ammo, but if you waste it, you have a really long reload. Like, at this point, you could be doing damage to their tanks and you're going to have to reload because you wasted half of your clip shooting at the McCree. At the McCree to be because he wasn't even there. This is a good shield. Unlucky that you got slept in the small window. Ideally, like if you're communicating with Sigma, you should tell Sigma when your shield is like at 100 HP, just say shield breaking, so Sigma knows to put shield up, so these windows do not exist. But it's pretty difficult to coordinate, like it's the biggest coordination you should have. So yeah, just and especially if your Sigma was not in comms, nothing you can do about it. Good Bongo. Pull the Rhine. That's a really good sleep. Then you kill him. Your Ana is playing really well, by the way. Unlucky. But you had Fortify, right? So maybe not unlucky. You could have blocked that with the Fortify. It comes down to reaction time here. He's very low. Yeah, you could have definitely fortified. I think you even had time to put a shield in front of you. but you don't. You just eat it. And the Ryan is killable. He's actually so killable. He gets bubbled and you die, yeah, because you weren't ready. Unlucky, but especially against the Ryan, like you did it earlier, just be ready to fortify, because if you know he's got shatter, he's probably looking to just walk around your shield and try to shatter you. So you go, yeah, you go Ryan for the last little bit. Okay, we can go. Nice. Really good flags from your Sigma. You get nanoed, unlucky. Everyone inside of your range. Like, the idea of nanoing Ryan is solid, and they also slept the Sigmas, but you know. Good kill. You get grabbed. This is okay, just 5-strike when you can. You cannot block the Ryan's damage, but you have like a couple people very low. You could have 5-struck as well. Lucky 5-strike. Looks like a 1-fight. You just yep, good kill. Don't worry about Bob, he's on the point, and the rest of your team's got Bob, right? Just keep stopping these guys from pushing in and getting damage. You don't have to kill them, you can just shield them. But you got like... Oh. 1, 2, 3 people dealing with Bob, and your Mercy, 4 people trying to deal with Bob with like a shield, an eat, a stun, both of your DPS. Just don't worry about Bob. Prevent these guys from getting value. Who do they nano? Are they using nano leader just now? Did they try to nano the Rhine? Did they try to nano Zarya? Yeah, they tried to nano Zarya. That's very good for us. But yeah. Like, Bob isn't even looking at you, right? He hasn't looked at you once this entire time. So you've gone from, hey, I'm holding the front line against the Ashe and the Ana, to, hey, I'm doing nothing. And we finally kill him. Again, the fact that he killed people is not on you. You are already in a good position. That's a free shatter, by the way. It's 10 seconds left. You got 2 people here. Could be a really good shatter. I know you tried to save the McCree. Again, I just really want it. When you're playing Rhine, you need to hold the front line. Because he's the best at doing this, right? If you put a Rhine here, the enemy team cannot get through for free. And they got a Sigma to watch the off angle. You may have a Diva, you may have a Zarya. Zarya is not as good. Diva is not as good, but can still do it. It's usually up to your off tank. It's usually up to your off tank or a DPS to watch the off angle. Like if you have a McCree is really good. If you have a Tracer can contest angles pretty well. If you have like an Ashe can shoot this very well. You just kind of need to be on the front line so the enemy cannot take space for free, right? You don't need to overextend. You should still be like close enough to your team that your team can help you. So I would just play here. Again, with cover, right? So if I don't want to shield, I can just take a step back and I take no damage. I'm too used to not trusting my other tank. That happens. Definitely happens, but I usually say that trust is very important. And with Rhine, who's basically the teamiest of tanks, you need to trust that your team will do at least a couple things right. It's very important that you hold the front line. Because what you're basically doing is you're telling your team, hey guys, I got this. If someone needs to go there, you can do that, or you can help me, or we can try to kill the enemy, but I got this. The front line. Also, you could just have shattered everything here. Even shattering the Ashe is good enough for a kill. Okay. You could have reacted. You are reacting in time. You could have shattered if you reacted a little bit earlier too. Are you just gonna shatter right away? I assume you're looking for a shatter. You could shatter under the payload too. Like right now would be such a good shatter. The Rhine is on the payload, you can throw it behind them. There's no one that close, but it should be good to at least get people on the payload. Like, yeah, the Junket, for example. Stacking your shields is bad, but it's not your fault. Sigma should not have shield up. You can still shatter under the payload. You should. It's very important, like in Broly comps, especially in Rhine comps. When you're playing in or against Rhine comps, you need to ult first. Because the Reinhardts are basically a war of resources, right? Resources. That you need to win. And ulting first gives you the advantage on those resources. It doesn't mean you shouldn't plan around your team, right? You don't want to just throw your shatter out randomly because it's early. But you can be like, okay, let's stun shatter early. Let's try to rock shatter or wall shatter. But let's do it early. Whatever the plan is, let's do it early because you want to take the advantage on that war of resources. If you have more resources, then you are slowly going to put more and more pressure on their tank. And when the Rhine dies, you just win the fight. Like on a Rhine v Rhine, if you take the Rhine out, you basically just win the fight. Unless, of course, like if you kill the Rhine, but everyone's got full resources, but everyone's got no resources on your team, it's like you can probably lose that because at that point we've got no resources. But again, it's just a war of resources. You go for the shatter, good shatter. That's okay, not my favorite, but it's good job. Like it gets the job done. The Rhine gets rest, but it should be a one fight, and you can see that even though they rest the Rhine, you've put so much damage on the rest of the team that your team now has a lot more room to work with. Mercy trying to contest, but we kill the Mercy, and that's fine. So, out of everything, your Rhine's pretty solid. You just need to be a bit more trusting. Hold the front line, your team will do the rest. At least expect your team to do okay. Don't expect them to be the best ever, but expect them to be average. That's the whole point of, being at your rank. It's like, my team can probably make the same decisions as I can sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. Anywho, your Orisa gameplay is not bad. Your rank gameplay is definitely better than your Orisa gameplay. You did say you didn't play Orisa very often. I feel like with Ryan, you should just play. I don't want to say with the team, just keep in mind what your goals are when you're playing Ryan. No, you're not playing right now, but think about your goals when you're playing Ryan, right? If it's Ryan v Ryan, you probably want to outdo the enemy Reinhardt. You don't want to watch a Tracer on the flank. Yeah, that's about it. Your monkey is bubble very early, which is not that good. Pushing the payload is solid. Aya Zarya is like one of the best tank support combos ever. Okay, bubble. Not the best, but okay. That bubble on the monkey is really good. Because your monkey has no bubble himself. So you are allowing him to go in while blocking him from damage and potentially CC. Does he get a kill? He doesn't get a kill, but he survives because of the bubble. You're putting pressure on the front line, which is exactly what you want to do. Like, the idea of the double bubble comp is that you can put pressure on the front line while your monkey can put pressure on the back line. And if they're playing like very close together, you put pressure from different angles. Zarya from in front, monkey from behind. So you're actually doing this pretty well. The idea is not, I just let my monkey do everything. The idea is, when my monkey goes in, I try to pressure the front line so that they cannot help with the monkey. So you're kind of doing that correctly. This bubble on your monkey is a little early. And I say a little early because he still has his own bubble. You don't want to stack the bubbles. If the monkey bubble is out, try to wait until it's over. Because if the monkey bubble is out, basically the only person who can damage him is like Rhine or monkey. And that's it. And it's not enough damage to worry your monkey. But if you stack your bubble, you're basically having like a 1 second overlap. That it doesn't seem like a big deal, but it actually is. Decent charge. You self bubble for, survivability, which I'm okay with. I do think you could have saved this bubble to go more aggressive. That's one of the very important things with Zarya in this comp. You want to use your personal bubble to go aggressive. You shouldn't use them just to keep yourself alive. Which, hold on. You're burning, I get that. I know you use it to prevent Ryan damage, but that's not like, Ryan does 85 damage and Ana does 70 healing per shot. So the Ryan is actually, well, and Monkey has armor, so it's actually only 80. Monkey's only taking 10 damage on average, and that's it. Right? No one else can really pressure him, so he doesn't need the help yet. When his bubble goes down, then he's got like all of this coming up. And then he needs the bubble. Anywho, I know you're burning, but you basically have full HP. And even the burn only does 100 damage. So this personal bubble, I think, was unnecessary. Right? You have 330 HP, you don't need healing yet. You don't need the bubble yet. Wait until you got like 300 or less. Because this bubble, like, it's not a bad bubble, of course. It's getting you charged at least. But it could be a lot better if you think about it. Something I should say is that getting charged and getting value are different things. And this bubble may be getting you charged and it may be blocking a little bit of spam damage, but it's not actually getting value. Value would be, I can go forward and put pressure on the Mercy, maybe on the Reaper, maybe on the Zarya. But you don't, right? You don't go aggressive with this bubble, you just kinda stay where you are and shoot at them. Ideally, what you want to do is go forward, when you're here, do damage to them, right? And when you're like at like 200, 250 HP, you pop the bubble and get out. Because while you're doing this with your bubble, you can get healed too. And it also allows you to do like a ton of damage, like up to 400 damage, let's say. 380. Well. The Rhine is by himself, we can pressure the Rhine. Unlucky, you did not have your self bubble, like exactly what I said earlier, you used it a little bit too early, and he gets bubbled. But you should be able to stay alive because your team is supporting you. And now the Rhine is out of position. You should be able to kill the Rhine, solid job. And now it's like, oh, they have a Mercy. I was gonna say, as long as they don't rest the Rhine, we can probably even reset. What's your monkey doing? Okay, he's trying to chase the Ashe, but lost her. So you can see how you're putting a lot of pressure on the front end. On the Rhine, maybe on the Reaper, maybe on the Zarya. And your monkey is trying to put pressure on the backline. So there is some kind of coordination. Maybe not the best, but you're getting some value. I just wanted to try to use your bubbles more aggressively. Like, your monkey does not need bubble yet. Full health. Bubble out. Now he does. You could use your own bubble to go aggressive on this Rhine too. You again use the bubble just a little early. Like, you're not taking damage yet. This is something I want you to take away from this. Do you guys get full health? No. You should use your, at the very least on double bubble. Also applies to like the Rhine comps. But in double bubble in particular, you should use your personal bubbles to go aggressive. You don't want to just use them because. And yeah, this bubble on the monkey is good. Like, bubble goes down, you bubble the monkey. So this bubble on the monkey is good. I'm like, why did you bubble? You have basically full health. And the closest enemy here is the Reaper. Like, I don't mean the closest. Like, Reaper is very close range. That's what I mean. Imagine if you had your bubble now. Right? If you had your bubble now, you could just walk past the Rhine shield, kill the Rhine, go aggressive on Diana, go aggressive on the Reaper and the Mercy. It's not that your bubbles are bad. You could just be getting a lot more value out of them. Bubble on your monkey is okay, he needs healing. Probably doesn't have his own bubble either. Yeah, he didn't. So, good bubble on the monkey. You don't want to just let him die. You can burn down the Zarya bubble. Good, right click on the Reaper. Force out the Wraith. You don't need to bubble your monkey yet. You don't need to bubble that either. And I feel like this is the biggest takeaway. You're using your personal bubbles wrong. Not wrong, but you could be getting a lot more value out of your personal bubbles. Just to go aggressive. They have no Rhine, so we just melt them with the Visor. Good job. Good job. Not sure if that was necessary. Like, I know the Mercy is resing, but even if the Mercy reses someone, we're still up to people. Yeah. I don't think it was necessary. Which doesn't mean that it was bad. It was just like, if you just really wanted to make sure we cap, I'm okay with it. But we already got 3 picks, so I'm like, you should have probably saved it. Very early bubble, right? Like, again, it's like, stacking the bubbles means that this bubble doesn't absorb as much damage, and the other bubble doesn't absorb as much damage. It usually happens because monkeys panic. In retrospective, it wasn't. Monkeys just panic a lot. Monkey goes, I land, I have to bubble to survive. Ideally, you would use your bubble first, and then the monkey drops his bubble. Because not only is your cooldown shorter, right, which means you'll have it back earlier, but also it stops CC very well. Like, they don't have any CC in this game, of course, but if they had like a Brig, if they had like a McCree, and your monkey was on top of them, even if he drops his bubble, they could still end up inside and stunning him. Whereas your bubble just blocks the monkey, not the area around the monkey. Just a little note that your bubble is better first, but then if you see that your monkey is just dropping his own bubble every time, just wait. Wait until his bubble is gone. Because yeah, in theory, using your bubble first is better, but using your bubble second is better than stacking the bubbles. Like, hold on. How much value do you even get out of this bubble? From 59 to 80. A single fire strike. This is all your bubble actually stops. A single fire strike. Because of the monkey bubble, right? Now that's kind of the point. If your monkey bubbles, he doesn't need your bubble. Ideally, the monkey would use your bubble first and then drop his own, but you know. You cannot control other people. You can only control yourself. Another very early bubble from you. So your aim isn't bad, and your Zarya, like, you should be playing a little closer to cover, but your positioning isn't bad either. Like, on first point you were doing that a lot, just place close to cover, then go aggressive. And pressure the front line. You're doing this mostly correctly, it's just that you could be getting more value out of your bubbles. And I'm not saying charge, because you're getting decent charge. But charge and value, like, it's like this. If you get value, you will always get charge. But if you're getting charge, it doesn't mean you're always getting bubbles, getting value. Sorry. You could be getting charge from like a spamming Junkrat, for example. And that's not really helping anyone in your team. Or yourself. But yeah, you are still getting charged. Mercy to the right, you can just pressure this Mercy, I think. Or you can keep pressure. I'm fine with you pressuring the Rhine as well. I just don't want Mercy to get the rest. She's been getting away with insanity. And it looks like she's going to get away with insanity again. Yeah, look at that. I know it's not only you, right? Like, everyone should be killing the rest in Mercy. But yeah. Also, is this another case where you use your bubble too early? Why do you use your bubble? Why are you using your bubble, right? Again, you have basically full health. Your bubble gives you not only a moment to go aggressive, but also a moment for your healers to heal you. At the very least, don't use it until you hit 300 HP. Unless they got like CC. Unless you are like going to get McCree stand or Anna slept or Brick stand, right? If you're going to get CC'd, yes, block the CC, of course, but in this case they don't have CC, so you don't have to worry so much about it. You can just wait until you can get healing, because you cannot get healing right. You can get 15 healing right now, it's not worth it. And you do a lot of damage to Zarya, but then she gets nanoed, and you don't have your bubble. And you're probably dead. The Reaper solid, but yeah, you just die. Anywho, that wasn't bad. Like, there was a decent fight. They used Shatter, they used Nano, they used Grab. Wasn't bad. I think they also used the Blossom, but they just charged it really fast. So it's not like you guys wasted a million ultimates. We used like Primal and Valkyrie, and we got like 4 coming up. But maybe not coming up, but soonish. Another case where you stack your bubbles. Your Mercy is insane, don't worry about it. Nothing you can do about that one. Not a great personal bubble. Bob the Reaper, nice. Ignore Bob, nice, yeah. Bob is not in a good position. Like, good job ignoring this Bob. This Bob is doing nothing. You chase the Rhine, you kill the Rhine, good job. Very early bubble on the Reaper. I feel like very early bubble on yourself. I feel like this is the biggest thing I can take away from your Zarya play. You are just using your bubbles very early. And they are not getting you as much value as they should be getting you. You have Grab, solid. We should be able to win with Grab. They have a Rhine, so maybe not Grab Visor anymore. Unless you kill the Rhine first. Are you just gonna... You know what? If you grab this to stop them from touching, I'm okay with it. You don't even have to. Solid. They just... It's funny, they just never push out of the choke. Until it's already point for us. And now they don't have a Reinhardt, so we can just Visor for free and kill 1 or 2 people. Very early bubble on the Reaper. Again, this Reaper doesn't need this bubble. The only range damage they have is McCree. It's like... This would be a much better bubble. It was your idea, it wasn't necessary. Yeah. Like, good job recognizing it wasn't necessary. This would have been a good bubble. Well, not this early. Like, save it for your monkey base. Not always, but in this case your Reaper didn't really need it. That's another really good grab, by the way, considering we have Visor and the Rhine is coming back. Like, where is the Rhine? He's just spawned, yeah. So, and they have no way to eat it or block it. Like, if they had a Sigma or a Diva, I would not be saying this. But right now, I would just throw the grab out there. Let's see if you do. You bubble, grab. Little late. No grab. Grab. Use it, please. Like, that's such a good grab. You got Visor. Your soldiers are in a really good position to follow up. Now they spread out a little bit. This would be a decent bubble on the Reaper. Yep. Saving someone's life is definitely a good use of your bubble. So don't worry about it. If you save someone, it's a good bubble. No matter if it let them go aggressive or anything, you just deny them the kill. Why do you use this grab? That was such a good opportunity. And the big problem now is that, yeah, we've got the same combo we did earlier, but the Rhine is here to block most of the Visor damage. At least he should. I don't know if this was coordinated, but this is hilariously good. You grab the Rhine away from the team and the soldier just goes for the team. I don't know if this was coordinated. It's definitely good though. Not at all. But it worked out really well. I think you just saw the opportunity and went for it, yeah. And it was just really good. Why did you bubble? That's a very, again, just... Your bubbles have been the least polished part of your gameplay, let's say. Both your personal and your friendly bubbles. One fight anyway. What's that bubble for? Rip is not in danger in the slightest. Good kill on the McCree. You saw the monkey going out the back line and you just grabbed them. Yeah, it was good. Hi, Lemons. It was a good grab. Stop chasing on the off angle. Just remember remember what I said earlier about being the front line? With Zarya, Monkey, you are the front line. If you have an off angle, the soldier should look at it. The Monkey can contest off angles or be behind their team, right? You are not the best person to chase the off angle. That Reaper's gonna ult, isn't he, with like 2 HP? No, he's just gonna die. That said, I know I said you are the front line. You don't want to go up against Ryan's front line, on the front line. Ryan will kill you. The idea is that you wait until your monkey goes in, and when your monkey goes in, then you can push, because the Ryan has to make a choice. Do I contest this area or do I contest the monkey? If he goes for either of you, then the other one is free to do damage. So you went in a little early here. That too long don't read, you just went in a little early. You could bubble your monkey here, by the way, he's going for the primal. Really good kill. And again, right? Ryan tries to contest you, but without... Ryan is the teamiest tank. Without any support, you can just absolutely kill a Reinhardt. And everyone is looking at your monkey. So, which by the way, I think you should have bubbled to extend the monkey's annoyance a little bit longer. But yeah, this is basically what happens. People look away because, hey, there's a monkey in our backline and you just kill the front line. I know, Zarya. Can you bubble a little early? Good bubble on the Reaper though. This Mercy has been getting away with murder. Like, the amount of times they rest someone in the middle of the team. It's silly. Lost fight. Lost fight. Lost fight. Yeah. You guys win? Yeah, maybe not, actually. You should win though, you just peel a couple ultimates and go. You did take a very long rotation. Maybe just go with your team next time. Maybe you're trying to go for an off angle, but again, you're just kind of the front line. Your monkey, the monkey didn't have any bubbles. They have a McCree now, so your monkey needs your bubbles, otherwise your monkey is still going to get... Did he get stunned and right clicked? Or just stunned and killed? That's kind of what I expect when you're playing monkey into any CC. No, he just got killed by Reaper. But yeah, basically... Your team is not very coordinated here, like you got two going in, Mercy sustaining you and this ult, you're not ready. It's not great, but... you could have been there at least. At least, like, the monkey dies, we regroup, that's solid. We don't give them any more staggers or any more ultimate charge. Unlucky, we give them a stagger, we give them an ultimate charge. Reaper, please, Reaper get out. We have a Sigma now, no more monkey. So now Sigma holds main. If you want to go for an off angle now, that's fine. You could also just play with the Sigma. And I will say, now that you have a Sigma, your bubble may be better going on the Reaper when he goes aggressive. Because Sigma doesn't want to get close. Sigma just wants to stay far away and do damage. So Sigma is not as likely to need their bubble, but the Reaper is going to probably get very, very close and try to kill things. I think you're going for the Sigma. This bubble gets no value, no one's pushing it, right? We're just kind of waiting. Very early bubble yourself. You have full health. You know Ryan's got Shatter, he hasn't used it in 3 fights. So I would have loved it if you had blocked the Shatter with your bubble. And you could use it now. Instead of blocking a single Fire Strike, you block like 200 damage coming your way. There's the Shatter too. Really good turnaround though. You get it now? Yeah. This Mercy has been getting away with actual murder. Like, the amount of, like, what the fuck is what, like, are they like a GM Mercy? Well, they're obviously not GM Mercy. But they're just getting away with insane reses. Decent bubble. In this case, you are not blocking damage for yourself, but trying to prevent the Reaper from killing things in your backline, so I'm okay with it. And we should just win this fight. You can counter grab if you want to. The Zarya should be dead though. Yep. You can pick that with your bubble. Good job. Good job. You should grab that. Just grab it. Just grab the Mercy. Grab the Ana. Kill them. I don't like this grab. So the reason I don't like this grab is that you're grabbing the Rhine by himself. You should be trying to kill squishies with the grab. If you solo grab the Mercy and kill the Mercy, that's a one fight. If you solo grab the Rhine, he can just shield your team. And he's got the support of both healers. It may work out anyway, I don't know how this goes. Especially because you guys are up. But just solo grabbing the Rhine, never mind. They just gave you a free kill. Solo grabbing the Rhine is not a great idea. Yeah, we end up killing Diana first. Did Diana also get grabbed? Did she walk into the grab? I feel like she walked into the grab to throw the nade. Yeah, she just walked into the grab. Okay, well that's good for us. Well, that worked out. Both of them just walked into the grab. Which, you know, not ideal, but you guys just won. Alright. Overall, solid play. Like, your Zarya play is solid, mechanically solid. You just need to think a little bit more about your bubble usage. Something I tend to say is, for your personal, just examine when you're going to go aggressive. For your friendly bubbles, totally planned, of course. For your friendly bubbles, think about who is going to need them and when. Like, look at your team, right? Reaper is probably going to need them when they go in. No one else is going to. If you have a Reinhardt is probably going to need them when he goes aggressive. Monk is going to probably need them when he jumps in. If you have a Doomfist is probably going to need a bubble when he jumps in too, right? If you think about what you're going to use your friendly bubbles beforehand, they will get more value because you'll be like, okay, I shouldn't just bubble someone as soon as I see that they're taking damage. I should try to use it when Reaper goes aggressive, when the Monkey jumps in, when Soldier goes for his ultimate, when Genji blades, right? If you have a Genji and your Genji is blading, bubble the Genji. It's really good. When your Sombra goes for an EMP, you just bubble the Sombra to prevent her from getting stunned as well. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do. And if you think about it before actually doing it, it will just get value. Right, and for your Orisa, your shield placement and positioning needs a little work. But we've gone over those. Just mostly try to stay a little closer to cover and put your shield down earlier. Alright, let's take a 3-minute break and then we'll do one more for the day. I'll be right back.